Welcome to Community Viewpoint. I'm John Pollock, your host for this lovely segment. And we have a lovely guest for this segment, also Heather Freeman from the Extension Office. I keep wanting to say Cooperative Extension, but you tell me not to do that.
They rebranded about 5 years ago to
5 years
align with other extension agencies across the county.
So the UNR Extension, yes.
Right. Yep.
So that's at Calvetta and Dandelion, if you ever want to stop and see her over there. And she's going to be doing this whole show today, and if I keep my mouth shut. I want to thank you out there for watching the show, because I know there's somebody out there, because he came up to me the other day. I went into the doctor's office.
Wonderful.
And he acknowledged the fact, so that at least one person that's watching, thank you for watching. So
I know you get a lot of watches on YouTube as well, because I log in and watch them sometimes.
Okay.
Anyway, thanks for inviting me on the show today.
You're welcome.
Today we're going to talk about a segment of the Pahrump Fall Festival that many people know about, but there are a lot of new folks to their valley and some regular attendees of Fall Festival that don't realize there is an exhibits fair every year inside the Bob Rudd Center. If you want to know all the details about Fall Festival, you can log on to prump.nv.gov and scroll down a little bit. You'll find the Fall Festival tab. This year, the 2025 theme for the whole festival is Out of This World. And the exhibits fair inside the Bob Rudd Center welcomes entries from the public September 22nd, 23rd, and 24th from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. So those are actually the 3 days leading up to the festival part being open. So the website looks like this. If you log on, that's the top of the page, and if you scroll down a little bit, you will find the information about all the parts of the festival. So if you have questions about the rodeo or the carnival or the car show or any other part, you can find that information on prump.nv.gov.
Oh, excellent.
The exhibits fair part, though, if you are just an arts and crafter, you can bring your things down to the Rudd Center from 10 a.m. to 6 on Monday the 22nd.
Okay.
If you have both kinds of categories, both food and horticulture and arts and crafts, you can bring your things on Tuesday, again, from 10 to 6 p.m., 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. And then on Wednesday, if you only have food or horticulture entries, bring those on Wednesday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. And there will be trained volunteers sitting at the intake desk to help you get your things entered in the right category. If you've never done it before, I highly suggest logging onto the website and finding the schedule, rules, and entry forms, because there are different categories for food and horticulture, different categories for arts and crafts, and there are some special rules, especially about hanging your artwork. It has to be framed and hung with a certain wire on the back so that they can display it. And it's so hard to see people get turned away when they want to enter their item and it hasn't been displayed properly. So all the details, and it's not very much, just if you do it right, then it's easier. And the best part of it is, if you have something really cool that you've worked on, or a plant that you've grown, a super wonderful batch of tomatoes or salsa or anything canned. We also have dehydrated things, baked goods. It's only $1 per entry for adults and teens, and for children 12 and under, they can enter their items for free. It's pretty cool.
You're going to have pumpkins up there too?
Yes, and I have a slide about the great pumpkin, or the giant pumpkin contest a little bit later. Yep. So all the information, again, is posted on prump.nv.gov, and if you scroll to the bottom page, you can find, it'll say food and horticulture, arts and crafts, and then it'll say schedule, rules, and entry form. You'll want to have one entry form per item filled out. Joyce Higginbotham and the Shadow Mountain Quilters run the exhibits fair, and they usually have printed out a small stack of extra entry forms. So if you don't have a printer, don't have access to one, can't make it over to the library to print one, there's usually a few down at the road center. So, and if you're not sure about what category or how to name your item, all that information again is on pahrump.nv.gov, and you can find it. Or if you're just not sure, we'll be happy to help you figure out where it goes. So you asked about canned goods, I believe, and there's some information that we need to highlight about that, and that is that if you are entering something in a canned jar, you have to get your headspace right. People say, what's headspace?
Like getting your head together?
Sort of. So anybody who's canned anything knows that a process called siphoning happens sometimes from time to time. That doesn't necessarily mean that the item inside the jar hasn't sealed right. It's just it doesn't look nice, and it's not to the standard. The next couple of slides are examples of using that headspace measuring tool to measure, like for example, jams should have a 1/4 inch headspace. And we actually take the rings off the jars and measure that.
Ooh.
And if you're bringing your jar to be entered, we'll fudge it a little bit, but if it's supposed to have either a 1/2 inch or a 1/4 inch and it's halfway empty from liquid, we're just not going to accept that entry because it's not going to stand up to the competition. So also, like, you can have up to a 1 inch headspace, you're supposed to, for things like sweet potatoes.
Okay.
So, and also for like canned tomatoes, 1/2 inch headspace. If the recipe that you're following doesn't tell you what the headspace should be, then it's probably not been a tested recipe.
Oh, I could see that with this
Yep.
sweet potatoes, yes.
So anybody that has questions about that, and I'm sorry I forgot this slide, but there's a place called the National Center for Home Food Preservation, and that's at the University of Georgia on their website. So it's National Center, NCHFP, National Center for Home Food Preservation, .UGA, University of Georgia,
Okay.
.edu.
Right.
And if you just Google it, it should pop up.
It'll come up a lot easier that way.
And
Yeah.
that is where they have tested recipes and determined how long things should be cooked, what pressure, if it's a pressure canned item.
And when it'll explode on you.
Right. And also because we're at 2,600 elevation, some recipes you have to add 10 or 15 minutes to the processing time. So we just ask that, and then that would be something that you enter on your entry card. So if you're bringing a food item, you have to bring it on a 3x5 card with the name of the recipe, how it was processed, water, bath, or pressure can, and how long the processing time was. So we'll have a stack of 3x5 cards down at the Red Center too.
As a matter of fact, we're $26.95. I memorized that's the sign.
Okay, so
Yes.
yep.
If nothing else, when I leave this place, that's the only thing I'll probably remember.
So we're about 3,000 feet, yep. So anyway, then what happens to all these entries that are brought in on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday? Mm-hmm. Well, on Thursday, we close the Red Center to all public, and only the organizers and the judges are down there working like crazy, following the
Right.
judging rubrics. There's a standard for how things are judged. And then we award ribbons based on number of points, based on the judging rubric. And there's a couple of special ribbons given out for best in theme. So if your entry can follow Out of This World somehow. And then also committee choice gets a special ribbon. Last year we were thrilled to be able to include a lot of entries from the culinary class at the high school in the teen category. So the culinary teacher helped her students prepare all different manner of entries.
I forgot all about that. They still have that. Okay.
They do, yep. So the food portion had a lot of good entries from the teens. That was exciting to see. And exciting to award them ribbons for their hard work. So,
yes.
We also have revived the Giant Pumpkin Contest. This is the third year we did it, 2023, 2024. And people always ask, well, what's the biggest pumpkin you've ever had? So in the 3 years that I've been helping with the pumpkin contest, the largest we had was a 70-pound pumpkin grown by us. I forget what age category. I think the 9 to 12 age category.
Wow,
so it was really
sweet.
cool that a child got the biggest pumpkin. And so you just go ahead and bring that down on the Tuesday the 23rd or Wednesday the 24th from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. along with the horticulture entries. And we have a scale that weighs up to 400 pounds.
Okay.
If your pumpkin weighs more than 400 pounds, we'll figure out how to get it weighed. And you might have to let us know ahead of time so we can figure out where we're going to display it.
Yeah. None of the fair goers better be sitting on that either.
You know what? If we get one that big, we'll be thrilled. We'll figure it out. So then what happens to all the entries that are entered in the fair? We have the exhibits room open for the public to walk through and view, take pictures with your items. Friday the 26th, Saturday the 27th, and Sunday the 28th. Friday and Saturday it's open from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. I believe. And Sunday the 28th it's open from 10 until 4. And then how do you get your items back? At the end of the fair, that last Sunday afternoon, you will get a receipt when you enter your item. You bring your receipt back, everyone lines up, and it is like a organized deconstruction of the fair. Everybody lines up and gets their items back that 4:15 to 5:15.
It's orderly.
It's so orderly. You bring your receipts, you get all your items back, they check you off, and off you go.
Yes.
So excited to see everybody bring your entries to the fair.
And so what else do we have? Because we're almost out of time.
So that's about it.
Okay, good.
Again, Fall Festival, to enter your exhibits, bring it Monday the 22nd for arts and crafts, Tuesday the 23rd for everything, and Wednesday the 24th for just food and horticulture from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. down at Bob Road Center.
And thank you again, Heather, and thank you for watching. That one person, at least that's out there. So thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.